3 years at the helm of Zenith Watches, how has been the journey so far?
Very enjoyable. I would say 17, 18, incredible learning next to Jean-Claude Biver, who was my mentor.
That's right.
Then I followed up in 2019 with the celebration of the El Primero movement 50th anniversary. I loved it all over the world. And then, of course, very good beginning of 2020. Then we got hit by the coronavirus. And that was a tough moment for everyone. But thank God, with the team, we stay safe, first of all, and we managed to adapt quite well to this situation to actually, I would say, have a soft landing in 2020, but also prepare 2021, because in no way we would change our long-term plans with Zenith. So it's been a great journey, very different from some points, but very good journey.
So what were the key challenges when you took over this brand, and how much have you achieved your goals and what are yet to achieve?
One of the main challenge was to wake up the Sleeping Beauty, as people used to nickname the brand. And
That's
to
right.
do that, you have to do two things. First, you have to wake up the beauty. It means basically you have to put on stage all the great elements from the brand. It goes from the history, the heritage, the innovation, the spirit, the know-how, a lot of things. And we had to really wake up all these elements. And then, of course, if you want to wake up a beauty and make it a beauty, you have to get people to know this beauty. And the problem was we were a fantastic brand, but not enough people knew about it. So we had to start to work also with the marketing to make more people understand the brand, get to know the brand, and appreciate the brand. So work on the desirability. And that has been a long job since the very beginning. First, we launched Defy, which was very contemporary,
right.
very modern, and gave kind of a electro shock to the brand that was a bit dusty and sleepy. And people loved it. It was a great success. But I also needed some time to reorganize and redesign the Chronomaster collections. So it took me a bit of time. And in the middle, of course, coronavirus. In the middle, as I said, 2019, great opportunity to talk again about the Chronomaster, to talk again about the El Primero heritage, and to start teasing the market with some limited edition, like the different revival we launched. And then the beauty started to open one eye. And then I had the other one still to open. So that's how we worked a lot on this launch that we are doing today with the Chronomaster Sport, which is bringing back.
So 2019 was the 50th anniversary of El Primero, as you were just talking about, the movement which have been redefining high frequency movement since 1969.
Yes.
Chronomaster Sport, which you have just launched a couple of days back with the new El Primero 1/10 of a second. Take us to the watch. Take us to the watch, the new launches, the new references. We would love to see more from you.
Absolutely. So what we wanted to do with the watch, and I will show you something very interesting. Let me put my glove on. We said we have to do a contemporary Chronomaster, but we also need to see what are the roots of Zenith. Where do we come from with this type of watches? So we put on the tray, it was 2.5 years ago, a few different watches. The first one is this one. This watch is dated from 1965. So 4 years before the El Primero was even created. And it had a movement called Martel. It was a nice chronograph, already with a black bezel like that, with the famous Gay brothers, Gay frères bracelet, and very, very authentic watch from the mid-60s. And then, of course, we also found out about the De Luca, which came a bit later, and which is a very iconic Zenith watch. Beautiful bracelet, again, bezel, 3 counters, etc. And of course, later we also had the Rainbow watch, which also shows a more sporty aspect of the Chronomaster. So starting from that, and I would say this one is probably the closest inspiration to what we've done. If you look at the bracelet, the crown, It's very much coming from that particular watch. And we added the features of the 3-color dial, which had become a signature of a Zenith watch. So that's how we came back with this, and we said, okay, it's great to come back with a beautiful watch in terms of look, but what about functionality? What about chronometry? Because this is Zenith. And at that time, we managed to develop the 1/10 of a second movement with a very simple way to read the 1/10 of a second. And we decided to launch it in this particular watch. That's really how we came with this product, and it's been an amazing buzz and success for the last 5 days. Yeah.
So how many references do you have in this, and what's the price point?
We have 4 references. So you have a white dial. Next to that, you have a black dial. And then each of those dials is available as well on trap, like this one.
That's right.
So basically, it makes four references now. If I give you the prices in Swiss francs, which is very similar to USD, you are at 9,900 Swiss francs on the bracelet and 9,400 on the strap.
So this is El Primero 3600, right? The movement?
Correct.
Which is
correct.
So you had used the same movement in 2019 with
for the
two of your models, which
edition.
is the striking 10th, right?
Exactly.
So how has this movement evolved? Because I guess this is slightly different from the one which you have used in the striking 10 2 years ago. So what are the kind of changes what you have brought in this 3600 El Primero?
So it's different from the striking 10 clearly, but it's the same one we used in the limited edition that we made to celebrate the anniversary. This was kind of a test. It was the first one with this one. And what we improved are a few things. We improved, first of all, the functionality of it, the reliability of it. We changed a few ways of making it that makes it more reliable and easy to assemble, which is a great advantage for us in terms of solidity and reliability. We worked on the power reserve. We went from 50 hours to now 60 hours of power reserve. It's not just for the fun. It's that we realized that people who wear the watch during the week, often they leave it, they don't wear it during the weekend sometimes. And for 2 days, at least when you take it back on Monday morning, it's still going to be working. So that was the objective. And of course, we worked also a little bit on the design. For example, we emphasized a lot more on the column wheel. That's very important for us. It's also kind of an identity. And we could see it much better on the 3600 than on the 400. So these are a few modifications that we've made, but we didn't change too much also because we wanted to keep the identity of the El Primero. That's what made it a success. And sometimes we are also very proud to be a company that's still using a movement that we developed such a long time ago.
If I'm correct, you have actually given more for less. That means you have actually managed to give a better movement for less parts. Have you reduced the number of components in this movement? It's still more than 300 components, but is it less than the earlier one?
I think it's slightly less, but not a big difference. I can check the number. I don't have them by heart, but it's slightly less.
Okay.
It was not an objective, if you want.
Okay. So how did you close 2020 sales-wise worldwide? And any green shoots? That is, some markets behaving better in the sense, opening up earlier than probably the other markets. So how did you end 2020 and how are you planning for 2021?
So we started 2020 in a very good way with a great month of January, concluded by the Dubai LVMH Watch Week, which was a great success. Then, of course, rapidly we got caught up by the confinement, the lockdown, etc. And the month of April has been for everyone the most difficult. It was closed in so many countries. The whole industry went down to minus 80%, minus 60% in May. It's only started June, July that things get a little bit better. And I would say China played an important role because China was affected very beginning of the year by the virus, but they recuperate a better situation faster as well. So China has been the growth engine for the last 6-7 months of the year, and it played a big role. But we also had October, November, December, where the brand took off very strongly in the US market. And I think it's not so much related to 2020 or to the COVID-19 situation, because the market was not easy. COVID was impacting strongly. American elections is never a good timing, and those ones were in particular agitated. So it's more about the brand platform, the communication of the brand, the typology of products that are a better match for that market. But we really doubled our business in October, November, December in sellout. Very important indicator for us. And then, of course, the most difficult part that remained difficult in the fall was Europe, because Europe is very dependent on tourism, and we had zero tourism. So it's been a so-so year. I mean, the whole watch industry finished between -25, -35, depending on the brands. And we were in the average of this, so it's okay. My objective in 2021 is important, because I want in 2021 to be better, which means plus high single or low double digit compared to 2019, which was a record year for Zenith. So I have big ambitions.
So when do we see the rest of the launches? Like, I'm sure you will come up with some of your pilot or the women or the ladies range. So when do we see the rest of the launches?
In April, mid-April, you will see we will have a second round of presentation where we will show the third subcategory of Chronomaster. After revival, after sport, you're going to see a classic evolution of the Chronomaster, beautiful, super elegant. You will see some feminine touch as well, you are right, and in particular in the Chronomaster line. And of course, you will see also a big launch. It will be an evolution of the DeFi chronograph. DeFi 21 will have a big brother with a lot of muscles, and I'm looking forward to show it to you, because it's going to be a big launch.
Thank you very much. It was lovely speaking to you as always, and wish you all the best, and Zenith Watches all the best for 2021. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate always nice discussions together. I hope I can see you soon, hopefully in your beautiful country. Thank you.